The real history of these events is often missing from textbooks and history classes in NATO nations. A new volume by retired US Army officer Major Danny Sershin attempts to remedy all that by telling a true history of the United States. He joins me now from Lawrence in Kansas.
Right. I mean, the polite liberals and the polite imperialists, as I like to call them, or the polite interventionists, they always come up with rhetoric to justify these interventions. But when one looks at the practical end of it, and for better or worse, my life, really, my adult life was spent at the practical pointy end of the spear. It looked a lot like invasion, occupation, and sort of, a brand of imperialism. No one likes the word empire in the United States. In fact, we're really proud. We just celebrated the fact that, we were ostensibly founded in opposition to the greatest empire in the world. Down with King George, we don't like empire, but one of the things I argue in the book, and one of the things that I felt experientially that I had seen with my own eyes, was that the United States was ever, always, and continues to be an empire. Just maybe not of the maritime late 19th century European sort, but there's been all kinds of empires in history, and currently we're an empire of bases and economics and expeditionary interventions. A bunch of aristocrats, too many chiefs, didn't bring any farmers, didn't bring any people who do actual work, form a corporate venture, right, like venture capitalism, go to Virginia looking for gold and resources and a Northwest Passage maybe, and to kind of challenge the Spanish, and they make terrible decisions, and they set up a settlement in a malarial swamp, and almost all of them die, and one guy eats his wife the first winter because they're starving, and the whole thing is a mess, and it's sort of a capitalist enterprise, an extraction.
And you see parallels between ISIS-Daesh and this Puritan true origin.
Well, they use a lot of the same language. I mean, the scale of killing, some would say, isn't the same. But is it not? I mean, we're talking about folks who, in the Mystic Massacre, surround a wooden village in what's now Connecticut, right, where a Julia Roberts movie took place, right, Mystic Pizza. And they burn alive, bayonet, and shoot, taking no quarter, women, children, old people. Most of the warriors had kind of gotten away. This is just one incident. And the language that they use, I mean, Ronald Reagan and every politician since, right, whether it's Hillary Clinton or Barack Obama, they love this city on a hill speech. Right? So that's John Winthrop, right, on the boat offshore. He says, "We shall be as a city upon a hill." Well, no one ever mentions what he says after that in the speech. He basically says that we're a new Israel, and that with the strength, I'm paraphrasing, with the strength of God behind us, we should be able to smote 10 of our enemies for each man. This is a settler colonial enterprise to not necessarily civilize the heathen, but probably to exterminate them. And the language of they wanted to create a Christian caliphate in a new land.